Right. Hello, welcome to this week's community call. We are going to be going over backtesting, the importance of it, why we do it, when to do it, and then hopefully at the end we're going to be touching on funded psychology. So, what is the importance of psychology, Tom? Or backtesting? I'll get there one day.
Yeah, you'll get there one day. Well, importance of both things. There's a very long list, but to keep it short, psychology is 90% of your trading. And the reason I'm actually picking up on why you made that mistake is psychology only gets improved, developed, and made concrete through backtesting. So, backtesting is crucially important for your psychology. So, backtesting allows you to have data to back up your numbers, allows you to have confidence in the things that you're doing on a day-to-day basis, and it allows you to operate your trading plan in the best way possible. Do you think I've answered your question there?
Yeah, so essentially what we're saying is the reason backtesting is important is because if you haven't got data to show that your strategy works, then how are you going to go into the live market with any idea or any confidence that it's going to play out? Yes, you can forward test, but in essence, say you wanted a good year's worth of data to see if a strategy works. If you forward test that, it is going to take you a year. And say that strategy doesn't work, then that's a whole year wasted. And you also have to be available 24/7 or whatever your time frame is. You have to be available to forward test every single day, or you're going to get limited results and they're going to be a bit shaky. Whereas if you're back testing, you can get, depending on your strategy, a year's worth of data done from anywhere from even a week if you've got a load of free time to a few months. You can just get it done. And say it goes wrong, it only takes you a week to a month or so to redo it and fix all those errors. And then you can go into the live market pretty much instantly rather than waiting years with the confidence and the data to back you up. It's all compiled there for you. If you're using things like FX replay, like we do, you have every single number there, your profit, your equity drawdown, your max losing streak, max win streak, everything. It's all there. So when you go into the markets, you'll feel more confident knowing that you're trading that data.
And confidence is not built. Sorry, confidence is not given and it is not gained through affirmations in the mirror, is what I meant to say. Confidence is built, okay? Confidence comes from hours on hours, days on days of working on your craft and mastering it. And to link everything together, like I'm saying, all those things you said is what gives you confidence in the day. And it's what allows you to have that solid psychology and allows you to trade without, not saying completely without emotions, but allowing you to trade without the effect of those emotions interfering. Because backtesting is your sword in the stone. It is not moving no matter what happens, okay? It is your foundation. You always lean
Yeah,
back on your backtesting. So when you have your max loss streak, you have that foundation of, okay, well, I just had my max loss streak. Probabilities wise, the next trade should win. It should. And I'm actually in that situation right now. My next trade, statistically speaking, should be a winner. So backtesting is one of those things that is actually very, to some, very frustrating and can be very painful, can be very tedious. And I think that's actually why it's such a valuable thing to be doing and putting the hours in and getting done because you cannot replicate, you cannot get what you get from backtesting anywhere else. Like I was saying, you can
yeah,
forward test for 2 years and it takes you 2 years to get all of that data. All that time has to happen. Whereas in backtesting, you could spend a month and you could get a couple of years done if you obviously work 9 to 5 on your back testing, let's say. You could maybe get many more than a couple of years. But that data can be achieved in such a small period of time and it allows you to see so much information and gather so much data within a short span of time. And
yeah,
it's like priceless. So we obviously offer mentorship, we have a traders group, and we have all these things. But the one thing we cannot help anyone with is the edge in their brain. And that only comes from the live market and from backtesting. You have to actually trade to learn things. And backtesting is like the playground. It's where you go fall over a few times and learn not to do whatever. That's what backtesting's for. And you take all the knowledge from everywhere else, backtesting, and at the other end of your backtesting, you should be ready to trade. You should be able to replicate into live markets.
yeah. If you're watching this and you're thinking that back testing isn't important, Like you can just do it live. You can figure it out. First of all, you're wrong. Second of all, if you can't be bothered to do the back testing, how do you expect to be great? Like imagine any great person at anything ever, Conor McGregor, Lewis Hamilton. Do you think that they just got on the racetrack or in the octagon one day and just like they were, oh my God, I'm pretty good at this. Like, goddamn, what have I been doing my whole life? No, they were training, and that's where traders train is in the back testing room. So if you're not doing it, you're essentially not training. So how do you expect to be good? That's just how life works. We have to practice, practice, train, train. Then eventually you're slightly good at it, and then you have to do it loads of times live, and then you're good at it. So if you're skipping that crucial training, expect to be waiting a long time.
Exactly. And I think it's Kobe and LeBron. I believe they have like awards for basically having the most missed shots in professional games.
Yeah,
Things like that. They failed the most, but because they failed the most, they are the best. And a master is not someone who has just won more than you. They've lost more than you have won. They've simply tried more than, well, no, they failed more than you've tried. They've done
yeah,
so much work that they're just a master. And that's how you got to look at trading is, especially in the live markets when you're going to learn the most, and that's why you got to journal, and that's so important, is because you just have to make mistakes. And it's not saying go out of your day to make those mistakes, but it's when they happen, you have to be like, right, this mistake is this. I have to not have this happen again. And if it does, I need to like get in check, this is not on because you should be learning from your mistakes. And then after you've learned them all, what are you? You should be profitable, really.
yeah.
So
Is this where I drop my analogy before we move
yeah,
on?
go on, let's hear it. Is it
Where
the
you know this one?
this analogy is amazing. It's been used in so many contexts.
I know,
Oh,
it's just brilliant. So essentially, the way you need to be looking at your back testing is like your business book. If you read a business book, it's going to be full of wins, the right things to do, wrong things to do, and all the failures. The way you need to be looking at your back testing is like your business book. If, say, for example, I'll hold a book up for added effect.
mhm.
This dude has a life insurance company. If you're looking to create a life insurance company, read this book because it's full of all the mistakes he made and all the right things he did. Now, imagine this is your back testing. You now have the confidence of this book to take it to the live markets, and you can go, right, that was the right thing I did. I should do that in the live market. Oh, that was a bad thing I did. I shouldn't do that in the live market. You're trading, you're, what is the word? Back testing is your business book, and you need to keep it with you. If you don't have one, then you're just behind. The guy who goes to create a life insurance company and has read all the all the business books on it, he's going to have the edge. He knows what he's doing because he's got that confidence and the data to back it up. So if you do all the back testing you can do, analyze all the performance, tweak all the little things that you want to tweak, see if it helps, find out which helps, you're going to be the person with the best edge when you come to the markets because you're going to have seen exactly how that played out over the last however many years. So that's how you need to treat your back testing.
And again, the confidence you have, the true confidence you have, and the one that you need to be profitable comes from unwavering evidence of who you
Yeah,
are, who you say you are. So if you're a profitable trader, you have to be able to be like, well, yeah, I'm a profitable trader. Okay, how? It doesn't mean you passed accounts. It doesn't mean you've got payouts. It means, okay, in back testing, I've done this many years and I'm profitable. Now I've been forward testing and I've been in the live markets executing this in the exact same way, getting profitable results over this period of time. That is being profitable. Being profitable is just at the end of the year, you've succeeded. So whether you've back tested for 5 years and you're profitable, then in the past 3 months you've been forward testing and maybe another 2 months you've been live trading. That that all comes from your back testing. So if you can do it in back testing, you can most definitely do it in the live markets. Back testing shows you it is all possible. And one thing
yeah,
I wanted to say before is in back testing, if you get stressed or you're finding it difficult with the back testing, because it can be frustrating sometimes, I will admit, but you have to be making sure you're getting frustrated for the right reasons, as in maybe you notice yourself just not performing well, that's fine. But we have to remind yourself is if you're getting vexed and you're kicking off at the market and you're having a tough time in backtesting in the comfort of wherever you're choosing to backtest, at whatever pace you like, then how are you going to cope in the live markets? Because in the live markets, that drawdown period that might be annoying you, making you feel bad about your system. That is happening in real time over 2 weeks, 3 weeks, a month. So if you can't survive, what, maybe a couple hours of drawdown in backtesting, how do you think you're going to cope in a month's worth of that in real time? You would have to go through 1 week drawdown, 2 week drawdown, 3 week drawdown, 4 week drawdown, and your mind's in drawdown this whole time. Now, are you going to be there like, I have an edge, I'm coming out of it? Or are you going to be like, this doesn't work. I'm going to quit now. I'm done. I'm in drawdown. It's clearly not making out. Ah, and that's where most people quit. And that's why backtesting is key because you learn to handle with these things. You learn to be like, all right, this is so normal. I had a month's drawdown. As soon as I got funded, literally straight into drawdown. And I only got out of it this month. So I got funded start of Jan, start of Feb. I got out of it for the first time. I had my max loss streak almost within that as well. And in that entire time, I had thoughts, as you do. But backtesting was key. I backtested more in that period of time, and it made me more confident, maybe affirm it more. And the trades I took and getting out of that was actually a more enjoyable experience because of backtesting. And it allows you to trust in yourself and build confidence. So backtesting is essential. And everything I've just said links very well to obviously what we're going to go speak on about funded psychology. Unless you have anything else to add about backtesting, I feel like maybe it's best to.
I don't think so. I think we've covered it pretty concisely. It's just important, easy as.
Exactly. Let's just let Josh in. There we go. So funded psychology. Now, why are we bringing this up now? This has been brought up because, in fact, we are both funded traders as
Hmm.
of now.
Yeah.
So, funded psychology is something most people underestimate. Now, I cannot tell you the statistics off the top of my head, but what I can tell you is that the amount of traders that fail and drop off on the way to get into a funded account is extremely significant. Let's say of 100,000 people, I think it's not even 1,000 people make it to a funded account. Now, people think when they get to a fund account, they've made it, that's it, easy, they're done. And believe it or not, a large portion of the people who get funded lose their account again. They don't make it to a payout. And for many reasons, this could be you could simply get bad conditions. You might just have your max drawdown. You could get slipped. Who knows? But the vast majority of it is psychology. A lot of the time, it's yourself which holds you back. So, funded psychology, it's easy to trick yourself into thinking, okay, this is a funded account, this is real, it's going to be money, and it starts altering your mind. So, you've gone from doing everything as you should, which has got you to that point, and now you're at that point where you know it's just right around the corner, I could be getting paid out, etc., etc. Your mind starts to alter into the emotional state. You change the very things that got you there in the first place. Backtesting.
Which is the key thing. I think that's the key
Yeah.
problem is just the change is most people change, but that's what we can't be doing. You've already got to the point of being funded, so that's let alone that is already a good achievement. Not many people get there, as Tom was saying. So now after that, if you're to change things, you're going back on everything you've just done. Say you change things to a new profitable system. That profitable system is still a different system. So you could start that and it hits drawdown. Don't change a thing. It's change that kills it. When you say when you passed your drawdown threshold and you're really far into profit, so you've now got a huge drawdown, maybe things like your risk can change. But what should never change is the way you are trading because that's got you where you are. So why would you change it? It's not something you need to. If you want to change anything like that, get a new account and see if it passes and take that from there. We we can't be switching up on literally what got us there. That's gone really bright.
Yeah, I was changing it.
Wait, we said don't do that.
Funny. Yeah, don't change it, guys. What got you here in the first place is what will get you to the end. And there is a kind of saying, you've probably already seen it if you're kind of in the entrepreneurial space, maybe you haven't, whatever. And it's from Mr. Kobe Bryant. And he's at an interview, and they were basically asking him about how was the game going or something like that, about something that he'd achieved. And basically he's saying, job's not finished, job done, job's not done, job's not finished. When you reach that funded account, the job is not finished. The job is not done. Until that money is in the bag, it is just the same. The market is the same, yeah, conditions, but it does not know you've passed. You have to treat the funded account the exact same way as before. Nothing has to change at all. So, like I was saying, it's the change that kills you. It's that change of, oh, I'm on a funded account. I'm gonna go for a longer target, or I'm gonna set break even, or I'm gonna close. I'm gonna get out early. All these things, that's what messes you up. And
Yeah,
I'm guilty of it too. In the past few months, I've been having accounts get funded, and I have missed out on achieving certain milestones sooner because I've been close to that milestone, and I've gone, oh, let me just go for a little extra of a target. So then I just pass it in one trade instead of like one, and then a very small one after. And then as a result, I then don't get funded, and a week later I get funded instead of that day. So
yeah,
easy to make those mistakes. And the thing is, you have to remember is in trading, especially in trading and in life, all it takes is one mistake to mess you up. So anger, greed, fear, any of these things, it can ruin all of your hard work. Now, whether that's because you over risk, you make a mistake where you just don't put a stop loss, I don't know what you choose to do, but these things can so easily happen and ruin all of your good work. And it's very
yeah.
easy to fall in a rabbit hole when you do this. So again, backtesting allows you just to have this support man, this support buddy, your accountability partner, someone you can be like, right, I've just won 4 times. Okay, it's just been a bit too good to be true. Let me just look at my backtest. Okay, yeah, yeah, losing streak or something, that sort of thing. Backtesting is your buddy you lean on, and it allows you to have that confidence in the markets because sometimes you can get funded by fluke, you can get lucky, whatever. But the back testing is the thing that is statistically all you know as a trader. I show up every day, I do this, and then however long God, the market makers decide, that is when I will get funded. That is when I'll get a payout. So
I think you hinted at a key thing about people like to blame the markets. And yes, there's times where the markets are bad and it's price action and it comes at the wrong time. And people go, oh, the market's against me. Like it is taking me out. Now that I've just got funded or now that I've just hit this target or something like that, they'll go, the market's now taking me out of all these trades. It's going so close to TP and that the market does not know that you're funded. Yes, some business somewhere, whether you're with Apex or whoever, ACG, they do know you're funded. But that actual chart has no idea and it doesn't care. It's the same as before. When you get funded on most of these accounts, you go from a demo account to another demo account. So if anything, you have no impact on the market. You're not even putting in money. So if you're there blaming the market that it's taking you out because it now knows you're funded, take a back seat and realize that you are waffling. You are just straight waffling. It has no idea, and you're actually putting no money on the table each time. So blame yourself. If it's going wrong and there's mistakes in there, you need to go back to the drawing board. If you're going wrong and you're following every single trade, you're following your back testing, and it's still going wrong, then the live market is never going to perfectly replicate your back testing. It's just as close as we can get. If it goes slightly different to what you're expecting, then we need to adjust for that. If you lose accounts because it goes different to your back tested data, but you've followed your rules, it's not the end of the world. Likelihood is next time you start an account, you're going to go back in knowing, okay, maybe don't risk this much, or you're going to go in knowing that it's very unlikely that you're going to hit that again anytime soon. Funded accounts are a tool. So the way you want to be using them is you want to get them funded right now, as everyone here is kind of at the start of their funded journeys. We don't want to be high risk in accounts. That's not what we want to be doing. We want to pass these funded accounts using proper risk, proper trades, everything like that. So then when you pass, not only do you have a certificate, you have something that says your strategy works. You can make profit with your strategy. After that, you want to be growing your accounts consistently. And once you're past threshold marks, then it's stress free because you have unlimited, not unlimited, but you have a very high amount of losses that you can have. Say if you're, like, for example, Tom, your 25K funded account, that one, once you get past, is 25K funded. Once you get past like 26,
600,
1,
20.
26, 600, yeah, your drawdown stops trailing. So every trade you win above there, you now have that much more drawdown. So that's once you're doing that, now you're stress free because you can lose a little bit more than what your back testing says if it happens just due to bad price action. and you're safe. Whereas if you're high risk in these accounts, you're not properly passing, you're going to have stress and it's not going to feel right. And you're not going to have the proof at the end of the day that you can trade profitably. So it's all about using them as tools and not worrying because things go wrong, things go right. It's all a process of just keeping at it until you get that break essentially. Just doing it properly and you will get the break.
Well said, my friend. Well said. So, funded psychology is probably one of the most overlooked things, and I think psychology is as well. So, you just have to focus on psychology. You have to focus on your back testing, and you ultimately have to do the hard work, and you have to dedicate a lot of time to mastering yourself. And like I was saying earlier about it's easy to make excuses, blame it on the market. You have to always blame yourself. You're at the end of the day clicking buy or sell. You're choosing to interact. So straight away, that is your fault, regardless of the outcome. But you also have to be honest with yourself in the right way. So like I was saying, honest if you've made mistakes, honest if you've taken trades you shouldn't, but also honest with yourself in the right ways and the kind ways of, hey, I followed my plan every single day, and this is above my max drawdown. If I lose this account now, why would I be mad? Why would I be sad? Might be a bit frustrating, that's fine, but it's not a negative emotion. You're okay to feel frustration, but as long as you've done everything by the book and you know there's no reason for you to be in a position where you were, it was simply out of your hands, then you've done everything you should be. And that is a profitable mindset. Profitable mindset is the self-accountability, being honest, and having the integrity to be like, hey, no, I've just blew my account. Now, nine out of those trades were perfect. That 10th, rubbish. I was stupid. And then maybe your 11th trade would have made it all back. Now, that unfortunately is quite a bitter lesson. And it's saying if you'd followed your plan completely, you would not have failed. So you have to be honest with yourself all the way up until you get funded. And when you're funded, you have to be even more honest and say, right, I do feel like doubling my risk. I do feel like trying to speed it up so I can get paid. But what I know is right is I follow the process and I stick to it. So funded accounts are the same as evaluations, like I said, they're both demos. And backtesting is the key to being a funded trader, to being a trader full stop. And it's actually something you have to do once, really. Yes, you tap into it and keep coming back to it over time. But for example, gold, last time I backtested gold was last summer, and then before that was at the start of the year, and then before that was all winter. Point being is, I'd done over 10 years of backtesting on gold within a year's period of time. So, as well as live trading it for a long period of time, all whilst backtesting. Since then, since that last summer, the reason I backtested it last summer was to test the efficiency of an added TP, so a third TP. It turned out better. But other than that, I didn't backtest to, hi, I need to backtest gold, I'm not doing good, or this. I did it just simply to get data to find out. So, train of thought. Once you've done your backtesting, once you've put in the work, done the hours, that skill is there. The skill doesn't just depreciate. And especially when you're trading every day, you're looking and you're applying it, and you're forward testing it. Once you've done your back testing, once you've put in that graft, because it's only a now thing you really, really need to do. In the future, it's just to kind of be consistent. Maybe when you feel like trading, you do it, that sort of thing. Once it's done, you have that concrete, you have the foundation to build your portfolio, your confidence, your edge, and you as a trader is built all off that. So start with your back testing and focus on just nailing the process. Simple as that. And if you're not funded trading, forward test until you're at least profitable for a month, at least a month. Then
Yeah,
yeah, you can give it a shot, go live. You're going to learn a lot in the live markets, but don't expect to be doing that with barely any back testing done and barely any experience forward testing. So yeah,
easy as. So
aim.
I to wrap it up, key points are do your back testing and keep it the same. Learn what works for you, learn what your edge is. The quickest way and the best way to do that is back testing. So everything stems from there. If you don't know your system, if you don't know how it performs, then you are gambling now. You have no data, you have no proof that you have a system that works. You're essentially flipping a coin every time and hoping that runs further your way than it does the other way, but you have nothing to back that up. So do your back testing, or you'll see us in your nightmares forever, every single time you sleep.
Here's how I want it to be for everyone who's watching this. If me or Ayrton were to ask you about a scenario, so let's say we know your system, and let's say we saw what we would think is your system. Now we say to you, "Hey, how come you didn't take this trade? I thought you would have." We want you to say to us, "Nah, the valid setup, but this, back testing. I've seen this happen many times. This, and this. I'm happy leaving that because I know." Statistically, that's not a probable setup. That's what we
Yeah,
want. I don't want, yeah, I kind of missed it or I wasn't sure. Like, you want to know your system in and out. You want to know what you're looking for. You want to know that the probable things. Okay. So you don't want us in your nightmares, I'll tell you that.
especially not for back testing.
And not back testing. Oh, see candles in your sleep.
Yeah. You've got the stop button, Tom. So
All right.
awesome. Thanks for watching. If you're watching this on YouTube afterwards, and thank you, Louis and Josh, for joining.
Happy back testing, everyone. Peace
Happy
out.
back testing.